Welcome to Report Vikings, your daily Minnesota Vikings news channel. Today, we bring you two pieces of news that are shaking up the NFL world and could directly impact the future of the Vikings. If you are a true fan and want to stay up to date with all the news and analysis, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Oh, turn on notifications so you don't miss any details about your favorite team. Now let's go to the first news. Strategic move. Vikings could turn draft trade into elite defense. Boost as the 2025 NFL Draft approaches, scheduled for April 24, 26. The league's eyes are starting to turn to the Minnesota Vikings. While the franchise holds the 24th overall pick, there's growing buzz behind the scenes that the team may be about to give up that position in favor of a much bigger strategy. The plan? Accumulate more picks, fill crucial roster needs, and still come away with a big name for the defense. That possibility aligns perfectly with general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's style, known for his analytical and aggressive approach. Since taking over the Vikings front office, Adofo-Mensah has turned the draft into a veritable chessboard, moving pieces with surgical precision. There have been 11 trades made during draft weekends alone in the last 3 years. And in 2025, with a limited number of picks, just 4, the fewest of any NFL team, the pressure to make every move count is even greater. More than ever, the Vikings need to be creative, and that's why many analysts believe the team could sacrifice its first-round pick, move down in the draft board, and in doing so acquire additional draft capital. This type of down trade, while sometimes viewed with skepticism by fans who want big names with immediate impact, can be extremely advantageous when executed well, especially for teams with multiple holes, such as Minnesota. In this scenario, one name has been gaining prominence: Florida State University cornerback Azareye'h Thomas. Bleacher Report's Gary Davenport was emphatic in pointing out that Thomas could be one of the biggest bargains of the draft if he's available. On day 2, he projects the Vikings to trade out of the first round entirely, but return on day 2 with a smart, strategic selection. Thomas would be the ideal choice, a potential starter to play alongside Byron Murphy, Davenport said. And, best of all, the Vikings would also gain extra picks, which is absolutely essential for a team that needs to fill multiple positions. It's a win in every sense. Thomas isn't just a promising prospect. He's a defender with attributes that fit perfectly with Brian Flores' defensive philosophy. At 6'2" and about 200 pounds, he combines size, speed, and tactical intelligence. His 2024 season at Florida State was a true textbook on how to play the position. He allowed a passer rating of just 50.2 when targeted, didn't give up a touchdown, recorded 5 pass deflections, and also added an interception. His reading of the game, anticipation ability, and aggressiveness in one-on-one duels caught the attention of scouts across the league. Flores, known for running aggressive and versatile defenses, values long, physical, and disciplined cornerbacks. Thomas ticks all of these boxes and could make an immediate contribution, especially considering the current landscape of the Vikings secondary. Byron Murphy is currently the top name at the position, but his versatility allows him to play in several areas of the field, including the slot, where he played about 30% of the snaps in 2024. This opens a perfect window for the arrival of an outside cornerback like Thomas, who could serve as a starter as early as his rookie season. The fit, both technically and tactically, seems natural, but there is more at stake than just a name. Minnesota's potential trade reflects a decisive moment for the franchise. With the arrival of quarterback Sam Darnold and the expectation of a smart rebuild, the Vikings are betting on a medium to long-term plan, which involves strategic choices and the development of young talent. By moving down in the draft and still securing an impact player like Thomas, Adofo-Mensah and his staff would be taking an important step towards balancing talent with depth, something essential to remain competitive in a league as demanding as the NFL. Of course, nothing is certain until Commissioner Roger Goodell takes the stage to announce the first pick. But if the Vikings' recent history is any indication, they'd better watch out. The Minnesota franchise could not only surprise, but also emerge from the first day of the draft without a first-round pick, but with a significantly stronger defense. Fans may be surprised to see the team out of the top spot in the draft, but if the bet comes to fruition, Azariah Thomas could be remembered as the player who helped redefine the course of the Vikings' defense, and perhaps even the franchise as a whole. Reunion in sight? Vikings could benefit from Kirk Cousins' possible return. In a multi-million-dollar move, Kirk Cousins' name still echoes in the halls of the TCO Performance Center, home of the Minnesota Vikings. Even though he transferred to the Atlanta Falcons in 2024 with a hefty 4-year, $180 million contract, the veteran quarterback and former fan favorite in Minneapolis is once again making headlines in the NFL news. And surprisingly, a return to the franchise he led for 6 seasons is not ruled out. The person who raised this possibility was former NFL coach and current analyst Eric Mangini, during an appearance on the First Things First program on April 15. According to him, the Vikings could still be a viable and even logical destination for Cousins, especially given the current situation of the roster and the natural uncertainty surrounding a rookie quarterback like J.J. McCarthy. The scenario is clear. They are betting big on McCarthy, but they also know they are taking a huge risk, said Mangini. It's a bold move, and now the team needs to give the kid time. But that doesn't stop the Vikings from bringing in someone with experience to hold down the fort if necessary. And Kirk could be that person. Mangini also highlighted a relevant, technical point. Any possible trade for Cousins would only be financially viable after June 1st, due to the impact on the Falcons' salary cap. Before that date, it would be impractical. But after that, it gets much easier, he explained. Currently, the only quarterback besides McCarthy on the Vikings roster is Brett Rypien. And with a modest resume, only 4 games as a starter and inconsistent performance. It is consensus within the league that Minnesota will need a reliable veteran to make up the roster and, who knows, even take the lead if McCarthy is not ready for the challenge right away. Mangini suggests that the franchise may be looking at someone like Cousins, or even Aaron Rodgers, although the latter has already been practically ruled out by the Vikings themselves. Other names like Drew Lock and Joe Flacco were also considered earlier in the offseason, but both have already committed to other teams. The list of options is getting shorter and shorter, and this only reinforces the viability of a rapprochement with Cousins. When he left the Vikings, Cousins did not sever ties with the organization. Although his departure was motivated mainly by salary issues, everything indicates that the relationship with the franchise remained solid. What is known is that he loved the city, had a good relationship with the coaches, with the front office. The only reason he left was that the offer was not the right one, recalled Mangini. According to the analyst, Cousins may even return to the locker room saying that he accepts the role of backup. But deep down, his competitive mentality will remain intact. He certainly believes he can outperform McCarthy if he gets the chance, and even if that doesn't happen, he would be in a comfortable environment with his contract guaranteed, he concluded. Cousins, now 36, had a mixed season in 2024 for the Falcons. He completed 66.9% of his passes for 3,508 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions, with a record of 7 wins and 7 losses before being benched, a scenario that was worsened by the unexpected selection of Michael Penix Jr. by the Atlanta Falcons in the draft. The possible trade between the Falcons and Vikings comes up against, of course, significant numbers. Cousins still has 2 years and $90 million remaining on his contract, of which $10 million would be guaranteed immediately. Michael Giannitti from Spotrac pointed out that the Falcons may be willing to buy a draft pick by offering Cousins as a trade chip, taking on a significant portion of the remaining value to ease the impact on the new team. Atlanta may accept part of his contract if it means receiving a high draft pick in return. It's an aggressive tactic, but it's possible, considering Cousins could end up on the bench as QB2, Giannitti wrote. On the Vikings side, there are limitations to consider. After a busy and expensive off-season, the team still has about $17.2 million available under the salary cap, according to Over the Cap. And with only 4 picks in the 2025 draft, the fewest in the league, and 5 guaranteed in 2026, the room for error is minimal. Every decision needs to be surgical. General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has already publicly confirmed that the team plans to bring in a veteran quarterback to fill the roster. But the question remains, will that veteran be Kirk Cousins? For now, the Pro Bowler's return is still in the realm of speculation. But with so many pieces falling into place, and the situation unfolding post-June 1st, the idea is far from off the table. And who knows, Cousins might even wear the purple and gold. Again, perhaps in a different role, but with the same goal as always, to win.